it's Sonia with another numerology video for you. I wanted to make this one special today because I did have a question, and it's a very important question. And that is, what happens when we change our name? And what is the biggest reason that most people change their name? They get married. And so while people do it without even thinking, I would highly recommend that you at least take a look at the numbers and see how it's going to affect your energy. While we all keep our birth energy, which comes from the name that we're given at birth, the name that appears on our birth certificate, this does add to or take away from existing energy, and sometimes for good and sometimes for bad. So I just thought I would give you an example, particularly with a last name, because that's the most common reason for changing a name. And I'm just using a made-up example of Smith because it's very common and it's not directed towards anybody in particular. And so I have it written on the board, and I have gone ahead and put in the numbers the way I typically do, which is vowels on top, the number values for the vowels on top, number values for the consonants on the bottom. And so here the vowels are equivalent to a 9 in total because there's only one I. And the consonants in total are a 15-6. And so when you add these two together, of course, you get another 15-6 because 9 plus 6 is 15-6. And so what we can say about the name Smith is that it's going to bring in home and family energy. It's bringing in that 6 energy. So this is not necessarily a bad thing, but you also want to take a look and see how this changes your numbers. So of course you would put your first, middle, and your new last name, do the same calculations, and see what happens. And I think probably my biggest concern would be if you didn't have a lot of 7 energy before marriage, and then all of a sudden you see that your soul urge has changed to a 7. The 7 is really kind of a loner number. It's introspective, it's keeping to oneself, which is not conducive to marriage at all. So it's things like this that you want to watch out for. Another one might be where, let's say, maybe you already have a lot of 1 energy, you have a lot of drive, self-esteem, and maybe this new last name is going to put you over the top in that sense. In other words, you become a little bossy, authoritarian, maybe something to watch out for. So it definitely makes a difference. And of course, myself, I've been divorced, so I've had actually a couple of name changes, and I currently go by my birth name. And I can tell you that those energies did change my focus in life. You know, it didn't necessarily change my life path, but it did change my focus. I think I mentioned in my comments in an answer to this question, the first time I got married, my soul urge changed from a 9 to a 6. And that makes sense because my focus was, you know, more on home and family at that point. So that was not necessarily a bad thing. And, you know, do these changes stay with you even though you go back to your other name? My best answer is kind of like with music. With every relationship you have and the people that you date or are around, you might pick up a couple of new songs from them, maybe start to enjoy a little bit of a different genre than you might have before, and you might learn a new sport. So definitely, you know, some of the activities and interests that you gain with a relationship may or may not stick with you. Usually 1 or 2 things do, you know, but it's not life-changing. It's nothing that's going to change your destiny in the world. So anyway, I hope this helps. Have fun with this. If you have questions, please comment and I will answer. Thank you and have a great day. Bye-bye.